जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा जय राधा जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन व्रज यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्रीद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामाई की यमुनामाई की तुलसी महारानी की श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल एप्रिसिएशन प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी ललिता विशाखा की श्री श्री सिद्धराम रश्मान की श्री श्री गौर निताई की श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 2, text number 8. Nahi prapashyami mama punudya.
Nahi prapashyami mama punudya.
यच्चोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम् नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापुनुद्यात् यच्चोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असमात्मवृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम् बोलो
पश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्चोकमुच्चोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धाम् राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम्
नहि प्रपश्यामि मम पनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम्
नाहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यश्चोकमुच्चोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असपत्नमृद्धाम् राज्याम्
नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् अवाप्य भूमावसप्रप्तमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणाम् अपि चाधिपत्यम्
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Shri Krishna. He could understand that his so-called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence, and it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Lord Krishna. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc. are all useless in solving the problems of life. Help can be given only by a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life. Lord Chaitanya said that one who is a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is a real spiritual master. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi sudra kenanai, ye Krishna tattva vet say Guru hai. It does not matter whether a person is a vipra or is born in lower family or is in the renounced order of life. If he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. So without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in the Vedic literature, Satkarma nipuno vipro mantratantra visharadaha avaishnavo gurur nasyat vaishnavaha swapacho guru. A scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. The problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease, and death, cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. In many parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed. Yet the problems of material existence are still present. They are seeking peace in different ways. But they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna, through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentations for family, social, national, or international inabilities, then Arjuna would not have said that even an unrivaled kingdom on earth or supremacy like that of the demigods in the heavenly planets would be unable to drive away his lamentations. He sought therefore refuge in Krishna consciousness, and that is the right path for peace and harmony. Economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by the cataclysms of material nature. Even elevation to higher planetary situation, as men are now seeking on the moon planet, can also be finished at one stroke. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Kshene Punya Matyalokam Vishanti. When the results of pious activities are finished, one falls down from the peak of happiness to the lowest status of life. Many politicians of the world have fallen in that way. Such downfalls only constitute more causes for lamentation. Therefore, if we want to curb lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna, as Arjuna is seeking to do. So Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problem definitely, and that is the way of Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shaitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahi Dadati Swapadantikam
Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahana Raghunavi Sadhitam Sadhutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Shri Radha Krishna Padamsa Sadhana Lalita Shri Shakaminamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Pancha Mavarangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaivacha Palinam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
सो पिछले हफ्ता हमने, कोई कुछ बोल सकता है मेन पॉइंट्स, किसको याद है?
हे कृष्णा माफ के।
वेरी गुड। आज से हाँ,
श्रेया निष्ठम शिष्या प्रभाव।
दो चीज है। कृष्ण, अर्जुन कृष्ण को एक्सेप्ट किया है दो तरह से। क्या? हाँ, प्रपन्ना शरणम एक ही है।
Krishna as Bhagwan and accept Krishna as your Guru, only Guru.
या और कुछ मेन पॉइंट्स?
Say don't be karpanya, don't be miserly,
Be Brahmana.
be Brahman. Yeah,
Be Brahmana. Don't be Kripa.
या कृपणा मीन्स
Miserly.
Nice.
One who does not use his services, use his assets in the service of God.
Krishna.
या वी हैव ए वेरी वैल्यूबल एसेट।
So don't waste.
Hmm?
Don't waste. Use under for Krishna conscious.
या सो कार्पण्य दोषोपत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता यश्रेयस्या निश्चितं ब्रूहितन्मे शिष्यस्तेहं सारिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्। एक अर्जुन बता रहे हैं कि धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता, राइट, धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता। नीति, धर्म एंड सत्यम, तीन चीज है। नीति का मतलब अभी ये जन्म में हमको हमारा सुख और दुख, सुख के लिए हम नीति फॉलो करना चाहिए। ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, हम जो भी धर्म कार्य करते हैं वो हमको अगला जन्म में हमको फल मिलता है। समझ में? एंड सत्यम, कृष्णा। सो ये जन्म हमको ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए सब कुछ ये जन्म के लिए करना है, हमको अगला जन्म के लिए भी करना चाहिए। इसलिए हर एक व्यक्ति को प्रभुपाद जी बोलते हैं एक धर्म है, धर्म का पालन करना चाहिए। जैसा कि वर्णाश्रम धर्म है, राइट, वर्णाश्रम धर्म। उस जमाने में वर्णाश्रम धर्म बहुत स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करते थे, इसलिए वर्णाश्रम धर्म के अनुसार अर्जुन का कर्तव्य था, वो क्षत्रिय थे, इसलिए क्षत्रिय होने के नाते उनका कर्तव्य था कि रणभूमि छोड़ के नहीं जाना है, जो भी है युद्ध करना ही है। इसलिए प्रभुपाद जी बोलते धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता का मतलब अपने धर्म से विचलित हो रहे हैं अर्जुन। बोल रहे हैं क्षत्रिय होने के नाते भी, होने के बाद भी बोल रहे हैं मैं युद्ध नहीं करूँगा। फिर उन्होंने रियलाइज़ किए थे मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ, हल्दी बोल रहा था ये सब, लेकिन उन्होंने रियलाइज़ किया कि मैं क्षत्रिय हूँ, क्षत्रिय होने के नाते मुझे युद्ध करना चाहिए, मेरा कर्तव्य है, लेकिन मैं कर्तव्य पालन से विचलित हो रहा हूँ। इसी को बोलते हैं धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता, राइट। सो हमको भी ये सब प्रॉब्लम से बाहर आने के लिए अर्जुन बोल रहे हैं कि अभी मैं फ्रेंडली टॉक्स बंद कर रहा हूँ. अभी ठीक है, आप फ्रेंड हैं, फ्रेंडली टॉक्स बंद कर रहा हूँ. फिर उन्होंने क्या बोला था? यश्रेयम निश्चितम. निश्चितम का मतलब हाँ, निश्चितम मतलब नो रिसर्च, ऑलरेडी फिक्स नॉलेज. रिसर्च करके आया भगवान, सब कुछ हो गया. अभी निश्चितम या नो रिसर्च. अभी नया धर्म को इन्वेंट करने का जरूरत नहीं है. आई थिंक आई कैन स्पीक इन इंग्लिश, राइट? Huh? She is not there, Mataji. So, then, Abhishek, now from now onwards, Arjuna wanted only one thing. What is that? Huh? Shreya. Only Shreya, right? Now we are all wanting Preya. Preya means immediate enjoyment. So, Bhagavad Gita is Shreya Shastra. You know, he only wanted Shreya because temporary. That is why, you know, according to our destiny, we are placed in certain circumstances. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor, and that is all temporary, right? Temporary. Even when somebody goes to heavenly planet, they can spend thousands of years there, but for them also time is spent like this. You ask any old person how the time has gone, very fast. इसलिए temporary situation है. It's only a temporary thing. इसलिए that is why we should always seek permanent solution like that. So then that is why Arjuna said, I will accept you as my spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada, all of you in future, you have in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to receive knowledge. One must accept somebody as a spiritual master. Chintamani jayati somagiri gurur me शिक्षा गुरुश्च भगवान श्री पंचमौली. Bilvamangal Thakur is saying this. He wrote a book called Krishna Karnamrita. Bilvamangal Thakur. What is the significance of or greatness of Bilvamangal Thakur? Right? So remember, he was not a Nitya Siddha. He was a sadhana siddha, means he was born because of our karma and all. Then gradually he became perfect by practicing Krishna consciousness. Right? And then he became so perfect that Krishna, the meaning of this book, Krishna Karnamrita, whatever verses he wrote, it is nectar to Krishna's ears. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Adikeshav temple in Kerala, recently I went, had a take darshan. He recovered this book, Krishna Karnamrita. Then he said, there is no other book like Krishna Karnamrita. If anybody reads this book, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu endorsed this book, that he will become, he will get Krishna Prema. So the first verse, the first lines, it's called Mangalacharan. So Chintamani. he was actually attached to one prostitute, and under very difficult circumstances, on a Shraddha day of his father also he went. And she was shocked. And then she said, you are so attached to me. If you have the same attachment to Krishna, how much benefit you will get? This one word is enough for him. He immediately left. And then he left everything and he went to Vrindavan. So, Prabhupada says, Chintamani, that is why the scripture that he is mentioning, he was actually, first thing he said, Chintamani. Even though she was a prostitute, she gave him direction. So, she was a Vartama Pradarshaka Guru. Yeah?
Vartama Pradarshaka Guru.
What is that?
Vartama Pradarshaka Guru.
The first person who showed you the direction towards Krishna. You come across, you meet a devotee, he gives a book, or you attend a lecture, some devotee's lecture, you attend it. So that person is a Vartama Pradarshaka Guru. Right? And Somagiri Guru mein, Somagiri, he is his initiating spiritual master. Right? Later on, he says, Siksha Guruscha Bhagavan Shigipincha Mauli. Right? Krishna, Govinda, one who is wearing peacock feather on his head, he is actually Siksha Guru, my Siksha Guru. So Prabhupada writes on the commentary on this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Govinda is the Siksha Guru of all living entities. For all of us, Krishna is Govinda, the personality of Godhead, who spoke Bhagavad Gita. He is the Siksha Guru. All of us. Son man? Huh? So Prabhupada writes in 7th canto, 15th chapter, some 74th or 75th verse. Krishna was actually acting like a guru, benefactor, friend, consultant, advisor, Sarathi to Yudhishthira Maharaj and Arjuna and all that, right? So in that regard, Prabhupada writes that all of us, we can have Krishna as our spiritual master, Krishna directing us. But right now, we cannot have direct guidance from Krishna. So in the beginning, you must accept a spiritual master and then follow his principles, follow his instructions, become purified. When in the purified stage, Krishna will direct you directly. Understand? Right? So, these two verses are giving the importance that the importance of having a bona fide spiritual master. Right? Not that anybody Vrindavan chale gaya, koi katha kar raha hai, wo mera guru hai, सीधे कुल गुरु हुए. And ऐसा, if you accept a bogus fellow as your guru, then Prabhupada said, you will not make much advancement. How to accept a bona fide spiritual master? How do you recognize? Do you think there is a need for having a spiritual master?
Yes.
Mataji? Huh? What are you thinking?
Yes, I'm thinking the same कि we should have a guru. उसके through ही हमको exact path पता चलता है.
Do you desire a bona fide spiritual master or any spiritual master?
No.
Huh? You want a bona fide spiritual master or anyone?
Bona
Huh?
Bona fide spiritual master.
You want to know the definition of bona fide spiritual master? Huh? So, Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. So originally Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the original spiritual master. Right? Original spiritual master. And Prabhupada explains in his lecture on this shloka, all of you must know, there is one guy, Rascal, Devdutt Patnaik. He says, Veda, 5,000 years back, this and that. These fools, they don't know. Vedas are 5,000 years old and all that stuff. Prabhupada says, what is nonsense? Veda means knowledge. Do you think knowledge is only 5,000 years old? It's not a book, Veda means it's not a book. Suppose when you purchase this telephone, along with the telephone, there is a manual also comes. How to operate this manual. Is it not? When you purchase a washing machine, how to operate that, you get a manual. For anything, you need a manual. In the same way, when Krishna created this material world, how to operate this world, he created a manual. That is Veda. So, how old the Veda is?
From the day one.
Huh?
From the day one.
Right? First they make a manual, then they have a knowledge of the, then they make a instrument, then they produce booklet, right? So knowledge is there first. Without knowledge you cannot create. Just like you should have a knowledge how to cook halwa, right? Then only you can cook halwa. Otherwise
It will become kadwa.
like last week.
Halwa will become upma. Sweet के बदले salt डाल के देंगे.
Namkeen.
Once one lady was sitting and crying, Husband came and asked, "Kya hua?" So, yesterday one beggar came. Whatever food was left out, I gave him. Today he came and gave a recipe book. इतना खराब है. Like that. Huh?
Hotel का management.
Anyway, so you need a book, like that. So Krishna, so where from Krishna came, right? Namo Atma Pradipaya. Namo Atma Pradipaya. Sakshine Paramatmane. Right? So Krishna is self-effulgent and he is a Sahaja Guru. Sahaja Guru. He is, his body is Sachidananda Vigraha. Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha. So, he is full of knowledge. Where from he got? It is self-made. He is full of knowledge. That is his nature. So he didn't receive knowledge from anyone else. He is Adi Guru. He is knowledge, self-made, effulgent. So in the beginning of creation, this material world, is created by Krishna first. As Pradhana. Pradhana means unmanifest. Matter is created. And then this world has to be created. To planetary systems and all. Without the help of Lakshmi Devi, he made manifest Brahma. Right? Brahma. So, he is the first living entity, Adikavi. So, Krishna gave knowledge to Brahma first. and then how to create this world. So that is why after that, Brahma created Lord Shiva, and then Kumaras, then Lakshmi is also already there with Narayana, like that. So Krishna gave this knowledge to 4 people. Number 1 is Brahma. Number 2, Lord Shiva. Number 3, Lakshmi Devi. Number 4, Chatushanas, 4 Kumaras.
What is that? Shatu?
Sanak Sanatan, 4 Kumaras are there.
Sanatan.
Sanmay, first he gave this knowledge to Brahma.
Brahma created world.
Yeah. Then after that, Lord Shiva. Then Kumaras, 4 Kumaras, and then Lakshmi Devi.
Not Lakshmi.
जो भी है 4, right? 4, that is why. Suppose if somebody wants to become a doctor, right? There are so many quacks, Prabhupada says, quack, who is a quack? If you go to villages and all, you get quacks. One of our devotees became sick in Vrindavan. He got an injection. पानी का इंजेक्शन दे दिया. कुछ in village, अच्छा डॉक्टर में सुई दिया. सुई नहीं दिया तो है बेकार है डॉक्टर. क्यों? बोले सुई नहीं दिया, इसलिए वो लोग पानी का इंजेक्शन दे देते हैं ग्लूकोज का.
Patient is happy.
हाँ, patient. Like that. So, if somebody has to be a bona fide doctor, he has to go to a medical institute recognized by Government of India, Medical Council. Otherwise, he is known as a quack. Spiritual master means he has to come from one of these 4 schools. Otherwise, he is a cheater.
Fake.
Cheater. So if somebody is acting as a spiritual master, you should ask him from which sampradaya he belongs to. Right? All of us has 4 defects. Anybody knows? 4 defects.
पहले तो इंद्रियां नहीं.
Huh?
इंद्रियां. Desires इंद्रियां.
Tendency to cheat,
Huh?
illusion.
Illusion.
इंद्रियां.
Two more.
Tendency to
Desire.
Huh? First one is
Cheat.
Imperfect senses.
very good. Imperfect senses. And imperfect senses, illusion, tendency to cheat. Very good. We commit mistakes. So these are the 4 defects. Spiritual master means he should be free from these 4 defects. For example, they said atom is the smallest particle. Later on they corrected, they said molecule is the smallest particle. Later on they corrected, electron, proton, neutron are the smallest particle. Like that they keep on changing. That is not knowledge that is changing is not perfect knowledge. Prabhupada said. Bhagavad Gita, the 4th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, I spoke the same knowledge to sun god Vivashwan 178 million years back. And same knowledge I am repeating. Because perfect knowledge is not changed. This is perfect. Right? The science is not perfect knowledge, but it is useful. it solves some problems, but it is not perfect. God is a perfect person. In order to understand God, you need perfect knowledge.
And we need spiritual qualified master.
Yeah. So that is very important, because Krishna is free from these 4 defects. He is giving perfect knowledge. And all the spiritual masters, it's not somebody is coming from this parampara, it doesn't mean that he is free from 4 defects. That is not the thing. One who is free from 4 defects, he can become spiritual master. But somebody is acting as a spiritual master, we should not conclude that he is free from 4 defects. Some cheater also can, in order to attract disciples, and enjoy the facilities, he can become spiritual master. Right? Prabhupada never said, "Arey, mistake ho gaya." You will never see Prabhupada saying, "Arey, mistake ho gaya." Right? मैंने by mistake 16 वाला बोला था actually. You have to chant 32 rounds. He didn't correct. Somebody asked, "How do you take decisions?" They asked Prabhupada. I consult with Krishna. Right? Like that. So, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, Vedic knowledge to 4 people. Who are they?
Brahma,
Shiva.
Lakshmi and 4 Kumaras.
And then there are 4 sampradayas. Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya. Right? 4 colleges. 4 colleges. What are they?
Brahma Sampradaya,
Brahma Sampradaya,
Sampradaya,
Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya.
कुमार
Kumar Sampradaya.
बोलो आप. Brahma Sampradaya,
कुमार संप्रदाय,
Rudra Sampradaya,
शिवा
Shiva, Rudra, Shri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Devi, Lakshmi. Right? So we belong to Brahma Sampradaya.
You are. Or we are.
ISKCON, yeah, we are.
ISKCON.
Yeah. Brahma Sampradaya. So Krishna spoke to Bhagavad Gita to Brahmaji, and then Brahma spoke to Narad Muni. Narada spoke to Vyasadeva. In the context of Kali Yuga, there are so much this thing, so many disciples. But in the context of Kali Yuga, Madhvacharya, Vyasadeva is still living there in Badrikashram. He is still there.
Huh? Vyasadeva is alive.
Yeah, still there. So Madhvacharya met him, and then he endorsed Bhagavad Gita. He taught him Bhagavad Gita. So from Madhva Sampradaya, our Sampradaya comes. Yeah, that is where we are known as Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Bolo? Yeah, we are. Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. In the same way, Lakshmi Devi, she, Ramanuja comes. Sri Ramanujacharya is a very great personality.
Yeah, ये जिनका है ना, I was reading it.
in some books, Statue of Unity.
No, ये Eco Village. Vada.
Is DT there?
No, not DT. That like you only one this guru has formed.
Anyway, so Ramanuja Sampradaya. And then Rudra Sampradaya. Rudra Sampradaya, who is that? Nimbarka. There is one great personality, Nimbarka Acharya. And then Kumar Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami. This what you call Vallabhacharya, they belong to Kumar Sampradaya. and then this like this tilak, and then in between red line they are Sri Sampradaya. They belong to Ramanuja, Sampradaya. All the Sampradayas, they preach the same thing, but Gaudiya Sampradaya is considered the highest, because in all other Sampradayas they worship only up to Lakshmi Narayana, but in our Sampradaya we go up to Radha and Krishna. In Padma Purana it is said that in a Nilachal all the four Sampradayas combine to give the best of all Sampradayas, that is Gaudiya Sampradaya, which will preach Krishna Prema. In other Sampradayas you will not get Krishna Prema. Right? You cannot go and live with Krishna in other Sampradaya people. But in our Sampradaya, if you follow Lord Chaitanya's footsteps, his instructions and his followers' instructions, we will get Krishna Prema.
So right now, like just asking us, ISKCON teaches Gaudiya Sampradaya. Who else teaches the other three Sampradayas? Who else teaches now? Like just asking them.
Yeah, Sri Ramanuja. In South India, they are very famous. All the temples. If we go to Tirupati and all, Ahobilam, Ramanuja. In Vrindavan, like Vallabha Sampradaya, they teach Laddu Gopal, Sri Krishna Sharanam. And Rudra Sampradaya, they are in Vrindavan. But the preaching is only done by Gaudiya Sampradaya. They don't preach. Other Sampradaya people, they don't preach. They practice. It's a family traditions. Family में मेरा बेटा भक्त बन गया, फिर वो some of his relatives became. That's why you don't see. Only Prabhupada, because now Prabhupada, they say sannyasi should not cross ocean, but Prabhupada crossed.
Sannyasi should not
Cross ocean.
In Madhva Sampradaya, there is one, if you go to Udupi, they have 8 they have mutts, 8 mutts are there. In one of the Matadish, he went to abroad, America, and they rejected him. Now they don't allow him to worship Laddu Gopal, that Udupi Krishna. One of his disciples only he worships. They are very strict about that. But we branched out from Madhva Sampradaya. Our Sampradaya is different from Madhva's teachings. After Madhavendra Puri, like that. So one must accept a bona fide spiritual master coming from these 4 Sampradayas. Then only you get perfect knowledge. Right? So there are so many bogus people. How to recognize? Even in ISKCON also, in Madhva Sampradaya also, Gaudiya Sampradaya also, there are so many bogus fellows. How to recognize? Very difficult, right? So, how much desire you have, how much you are hankering to have association with a pure devotee. That's why Prabhupada keeps writing, if you read Prabhupada books, pure devotee spiritual master. What?
Spiritual master.
Pure devotee spiritual master. In the 8th chapter, in the purport that I have read, what is the definition he gave? 100% Krishna conscious. What?
100% Krishna consciousness.
If the Guru is interested in sense gratification, he should be rejected. If he cannot clear your doubts, he should be rejected. He should be well versed in Vedic literature, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Well versed. If he doesn't know, if he doesn't have complete knowledge, he should be rejected. But even if somebody is, there is a tendency that only people born in Brahmin family, they can become gurus. But Prabhupada clearly mentioned that one who is perfect in Krishna consciousness, whichever caste he will belong to, he can become spiritual master. But somebody is born in Brahmin family, but if he is not perfect in science of Krishna, he cannot become spiritual master. But if somebody is born in a Sudra family or a Swapacha family, but he is well versed in Krishna Katha, Krishna, science of Krishna, then he can be spiritual master. Right? But the qualification is 100%. Huh? Yeah. There is one verse, Apache Suduracharo Bhajate Mamani. Sadhu eva samantavya. But it is not mentioned Guru eva samantavya. There is a difference between a sadhu and a acharya, guru. Guru cannot be a fallen person. Fall down ho gaya, फिर भी guru hai. He cannot be guru. He can be a sadhu, but not a guru. How do you get a bona fide spiritual master? You should have a
Desire of knowledge.
strong desire and knowledge. Then Krishna will send you to a bona fide.
Spiritual master.
For us, you are a spiritual master.
I am rascal. I am not anything. Prabhupada. Prabhupada is our everything. So that is the so once you have a bona fide spiritual master, all your problems will be solved. But Prabhupada is right. Arjuna is saying, even if I have an unrivaled kingdom, what is an unrivaled kingdom? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Krishna says, if somebody gives a piece of land for constructing Krishna temple, I will give him unrivaled kingdom in his next life. Otherwise, all the time fighting. Huh? Huh? Recently, Udaipur, they are having a clashes, right? Rajas, everything, all the time fighting. These Muslims, Aurangzeb killed all his brothers, and he, even though he is the king of whole, Delhi and all, but he camped in Aurangabad for almost 25 years to defeat Shivaji. He died there only. Aurangzeb. So all the time he was fighting. This is not unrivaled kingdom. Yachoko machoshino indriyanam. Right? Even if I get Swargaloka, even if I get unrivaled kingdom, opulence and all, still this problem cannot be solved. What problem? Problem of birth, death, old age and disease. Right? This problem. How to solve the problem?
By worshipping
Chanting
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
By taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and following his rules and regulations. Right? It's a two-way, it's not that I accept spiritual master. Prabhupada said, there are so many people who claim I am a Prabhupada disciple. But Prabhupada said, if you are not following, how you are my guru? How you are my disciple? Right? It's two-way, just like a disciple doesn't become automatically a disciple. A person doesn't become automatically a disciple just by accepting initiation. He remains a disciple as long as following the instructions. Otherwise, he is not a Sarmaya? Who is the bona fide spiritual master? Huh?
Perfect knowledge. Who has perfect knowledge too.
Who does not have the four defects.
Who
And
has
then?
perfect knowledge.
Who has come from any one of the successions.
Tadvijnanatam gurumeyam. Samitpanihi Brahmanishtam, Shrotriyam and Brahmanishtam. Shrotriyam and Brahmanishtam. A spiritual master, Shrotriyam means he should come from a bona fide sampradaya. In mathematics, there is one sentence. It is, he can tell, necessary but not sufficient. Necessary condition but not sufficient. Like that, there is a equation. It is necessary. A person has to come from a bona fide sampradaya, but that is not a sufficient condition. That is a necessary, but it is not sufficient. What is the sufficient? He should be Brahmanishtam. Brahmanishtam means he must be a self-realized soul. In ISKCON, in front of ISKCON, there is a institute, Bon Maharaj ka institute. Prabhupada, Bon Maharaj. Prabhupada said, he is not a bona fide spiritual master because he is not a self-realized soul. Prabhupada dismissed. So, spiritual master means? Shrotriyam. Shrotriyam means?
Coming from any one of the successions.
But that is not
Sufficient.
necessary, but not sufficient. What is the sufficient condition? Brahmanishtam. In the same way, disciple also should be qualified. Not the guru only. Disciple, he also should control his senses, mind, follow the regulative principles. Right? Like that. रचना जी, आपको मैं आपका हाथ और पैर मैंने बांध लिया और एक व्यक्ति है, उसका भी हाथ और पैर बंधा हुआ है. He is also bound. He comes and asks you, please can you release me? Is it possible? Huh? No. That's why Prabhupada writes in Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, a bound person, he cannot release another bound person. Who can release both of you?
One who is not bound.
One who is not?
One who is himself free.
Huh?
One
Yeah.
who is himself free.
So one who is liberated from the condition of birth, death, old age and disease, he can
Guide you.
not guide you, he can release you. Right? Right? He can release you. Otherwise, somebody who is bound, one bound person, he cannot release.
Another one.
One conditioned soul cannot deliver another conditioned soul. Prabhupada writes in Bhakti something. Right? One bound person, he cannot release another bound person. I will ask you one more question. Jitenji. Suppose two persons are in jail. One prisoner is released. Can other prisoner release the prisoner, other prisoner? No, right? Right? Who can release him?
Only the authority,
One who is authorized by?
by the government.
Yeah. One more point I am telling you. Somebody who is a self-realized soul, he doesn't mean that he can deliver other person. All self-realized souls cannot deliver others. He is released. He is fine. He can go back. But who can deliver other person? The one who is authorized by Krishna. Spiritual master means he should be authorized by. So what are the three qualifications now?
Authorized by Krishna.
Number one, Shrotriyam. Number two, Brahmanistam. Number three,
Authorized by Krishna.
you should be authorized by previous Acharya or Krishna.
Disciplic succession.
Hmm?
Disciplic succession. Disciplic succession, right?
Yeah. But not everybody in the Sampradaya can become Guru. The one who is authorized by
Or previous Acharya.
previous Acharya or Krishna direct. That is important. Then, what are you doing? Are you bona fide special master? You may ask. Right? No. But suppose all of us are sleeping. There is some fire. I woke up. I saw there is a fire. And I can tell people, chala, uttu. Run. There is a fire. Like that. I recognized, oh, this problem is there. Fire is there. Fire of Vartadutho legend disease. I'm trying to get out. You also come. That much I can do. But I cannot deliver you. Who can deliver? Srila Prabhupada, who is completely free from four defects. Perfect, authorized by Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
One question. You said there are 4 Sampradayas, and Gauri Sampradaya teaches Radha Krishna, and the rest 3 go only till Lakshmi and Narayan. But means they do not go to the full hierarchy.
Golok Vrindavan, they cannot go.
So then how is it complete knowledge if it...
It's complete knowledge. They get liberated, na? Then there is a difference. Everybody has a different desire after that. Right? They don't want to go to Golok Vrindavan. They only want to go to Lakshmi Narayan. Vaikuntha.
Prabhuji, what we follow this Laddu Gopals and all. So we believe, I started believing in Krishna by serving Laddu Gopal as Krishna. So we can also be...
At one point you have to give it up. That will come in your heart.
So but that is also serving Krishna only, right?
That's what I'm saying, desire, Everything depends on what you desire. You want to serve, You want to become an associate of Radha and Krishna?
Or direct Radha.
You want to become an associate of Radha and Krishna? Then you have to give up Laddu Gopal worship, right? You have to serve Radha and Krishna, like that. Otherwise, if you are satisfied, okay, I am okay. Right? It will come later.
So if you are satisfied, then it's fine.
Yeah, only Laddu Gopal, worship you. But opportunity is given. You can become an associate of Radha and Krishna. If you don't want, then if you are okay, I am satisfied, Lakshmi Narayan. Okay, no?
We will chant 3 times Hare Krishna. And Prabhuji for this.
Hare Krishna, Hare